Yup, I did a fucking ollie, dog. I went twice.
Eyes on a racer here.
What is up, Need for Speed racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. I'm here with the Copium series week 1 results. Guys, we did it. You guys showed up in force. 88 participants, 11 splits, thousands of runs on Rat Race in the Beetle. If the Need for Speed devs have analytics on what cars are getting run on what track, we just threw that off. Like, they've never seen so many Beetles show up on Rat Race. So I would hands down say that we've got a world record for the most Beetles run on Rat Race. We got a world record for the most people participating in a Need for Speed Unbound event. And the biggest league for Need for Speed that I think has been run in a very, very long time. 88 participants is not a small number. When I started this, it was an idea. And I was bouncing off of people, and somebody sent me not the kindest of messages that said, hey, you're on Copium if you think anybody's going to participate in your little league. It was going to be the Cornnut Crew Challenge Series. I changed it to the Cornnut Crew Copium Series, because if I'm on Copium, why not? Let's go. As it turns out, that person was wrong, and you guys freaking rock, and we're out here having a blast, so let's go. I've got the results in front of me. I've got 11 splits. And guys, some of these are the closest racing that I've ever seen. We've got some ties in here. And so I'm going to highlight some of the funny numbers, some of the ties, some of the segregation of just how the splits worked. I mean, I've got one split in here that 1st through 8th place are all within 0.6 of a second. Like, they're all right there. Just I've been looking at the data all week. I'm so pumped to bring this to you. This is the 5th time I've had to record this video because the first time was over an hour. The next time I trimmed it down to 45 minutes. And I'm getting a little better at trying to convey everything that's on my heart to you guys. But I like to do it in one take. And so I'm going to name everybody by name that participated in this. If you guys want that in the future, just let me know. Like, hey, yeah, cool. Name everybody. If we get huge participation, there's 200 people, we're in. If you'd rather just me highlight the winners of each split and you kind of just want to see where you fall later, that's fine. We can do that too. But for now, everybody gets some credit because everybody participated, and the huge amount of participation is what brought us to this amazing result. It's not fun if there's only 5 or 10 of us in here. Shoot, if only 5 of us show up, it's not even really a series. It's not really a challenge. It's not anything because you know who's going to win. It's not all that exciting. This is awesome. This is actual competition all over the place. From the new guys, the guys that get to play maybe once or twice a week that submitted a time, and big shout out to those guys. Like, the lower we go down in the splits, the happier I am to see those names on there because that's the guys I wanted to bring out. So I'm thankful to you guys. But let's start at the top and give the winner his credit. Hex ran a 1:15.03 on Rat Race in his Copium Series Beetle. He did use my build from the channel. He didn't deviate from that. And so, guys, you know that's a banger. Honestly, he did awesome. Cam, 945, is right behind him in 2nd place. Cam run a 1:15.3, so he was only 0.3 off. Those are the only guys in the 15s. Coming in 3rd is Tetsu. He ran a 1:16. He was looking like he was going to win most of the week because Hex and Cam hadn't submitted their times yet, and I was right behind him, so I was like, I have to push that down, and then I saw the other guys run. I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to do that, so I was like, I'll just take 4th. I'm cool. So Tetsu in 3rd, myself in 4th, Siwoo slamming in there in 5th, Seikei in 6th, Lord JCS in 7th, and rounding out our top 8, we have HFF, and he pressed all the buttons on the keyboard for the rest of his letters. I don't know, dude. If you guys know how to pronounce that, if that's some kind of elite speak, let me know in the comments. We'll figure it out. If I butcher your name, I'm only kind of sorry because you made it hard for me to pronounce, so it's on you. So I've got some abbreviations for some of you guys. It's all love here, though. Let's move on. Now, Split 2 is really where things started to get shooken up, so to speak. Like, these guys are really close. Like, you can see the winner of split 2 is Zoltan. He came in there with a 117.14. If we look at split 3, that's Lexx at a 118.95. So less than 2 seconds takes that whole split and condenses it. So we got 8 guys within 2 seconds of each other. That's closer than the first top 8. So it was really close racing. Zoltan and I'm Not Donald were really close, you guys. Like, they were touching cars across that finish line. They didn't get in the same race, but like really close. We go down the list. Expert Hyper, awesome. Furious Kong, Stalevsky, we'll call you Stale V Ski 9. Frio 007, Varrock 911, and Drummer Boy X3. That is going to round out split 2. Guys, though all those guys were in less than 2 seconds of each other. Very, very close. I think that the difference between one little bit of boost or a little bit of NOS usage or a little tighter corner, and any of those times could have got shaken up. And it really gets even closer than that as we go. So shout out to all those guys for sure. We move on to split 3. Winner of split 3 is Lexxar. He's one of my mods. He's doing my thumbnails. Big shout out to Lexx. Blessed to have him in the camp of the Cornnut crew. He's helping us out a lot, and it is a pleasure to have these guys here. So Lexx is going to be our winner of split 3. Coming in second, we've got Tire Iron 67. Now, Tire Iron's one of our older guys. He's one of the guys that I was talking about that gets to play once a week, coming from the couch, and is just going to give his best effort. So he showed up, put his time in there, so big shout out to him and the rest of you guys. I don't know a lot of these guys in here. I see a lot of names. This is the first time I've seen y'all, and I'm just tickled pink to have new people in here. So you guys are freaking awesome, man. Keyboard Racer 12. He's going to come in third for split 3. And then we got Splash the Orca, Levi Jijivai 89. That's our buddy Levi. GTA Freaks 11. We're going to call this guy Sodga 85 or Sadga 85 or Sodgaga 85 or just 85. And then we got Kebs 18 rounding out our top 8 for split 3. Those guys were really close. If you look at Lexx of a 118.95, that's, if we round up, that's a 119. Split 4 starts at 120. Split 3 is 1 second divided all those guys up. That's insane. Like, that's super close racing. That's why we do this. That's why I'm doing this, to get people grouped up and to show just how close the community really is when we start trying. And it's really just fantastic to see. We move on to split 4. For split 4, our winner is Ben DL with a 120.03. Ben's been rolling with us a lot in the Discord. He's one of the active members for sure. Good to see him there. Leia Sucks. Shout out to her. She's an auto player. She worked really hard for the time that she got because she didn't get a screenshot of the first couple, and we were picking on her all week. We're like, hey man, worst thing you could do is pull a Leia and not have your time submitted. So shout out to her. She's an auto player. She wanted me to like highlight that, but so is Levi up there in split 3 as well. If you're an auto player, you guys, shout out to you for coming and competing with the manual boys, because there's a lot of us in here, and there is really no difference between manual and automatic until you get to the very upper echelon of what's good, because you can see here that the auto players are slamming right there with the manual guys, and it's awesome. We got Leia, and then we got Cancus Fresco, Snail, Bulky Boys, Endgame MK11, 2JZ Nitro, and Frink. That is going to be split 4. Big shout out to all you guys. It's literally 1 second is where you guys are at. If you see the 120.03, the next split starts at 121.23. It's truly 1 second that splits up that group of split 4, and so super close racing. It is just, it's why I do this. Like, the high participation levels is giving us these really close splits. And guys, like, if you're like, oh, it's a good enough time, but you know you could do better, if you want to improve your split, like literally the difference between getting a near miss and getting that extra bar of boost could be the difference between the whole split, like really. And that's just phenomenal. I love that. You guys are fucking awesome, man. I'm so hyped about this, you have no idea. Split 5, we have Adam Erwisk, our buddy Adam, did a 121.23. Acknowledge END, that's our buddy Eric. XGay or XG4LL, maybe XGal. It depends if we take the parentheses name. Way over 9,000. Implosive Fart, Practical U, and Dididmiu. Benson XL rounding out split 5. These guys also very close. 1.5 seconds separates that group as a whole. It's actually closer than that. A lot closer than that. I can't math. You guys are fire. We're out here, and it is a pleasure to have all of this group activity. I would encourage all of you guys to group up with some of the guys in your split. Go seek out some of these people. If you see somebody that you were right next to in the line, like, dude, hit it up. Be like, hey, what was your time? And if you guys find out like where you're at, I think you're gonna surprise yourselves with how close it is. And the reason I say that is because as we progress to split 6, I'm gonna give up a few times that, like, I told you guys I would really only give the top, but I've got to share some stuff. So winner of split 6 is Jay Gordon Fan with a 122.82. Second place is BK Officials. BK ran a 122.84. 2/100ths separated those guys from first and second. Flapperkist and Chimosvisky take out, and they share third place because both of those boys ran a 122.88. Both of them, both Flapper and Chimosky, ran a 122.88. The top 4 in that split, 6/100ths of a second separated those guys. I mean, insane. Absolutely insane. So I just, perfect racing. You guys freaking rock. This is dope. That's what I'm about. I'm hype out here. After Chimosky, we've got Trampek, Sniper Shot Games, Squid Plays, Polly B, and Sappin 4. I know 3 of the names off that list. The rest of you guys are awesome for showing up and participating. I really only know like 1/10 of the people on this list, really. Like, maybe a little more than that, but there's a lot of you guys that watch the content, and it's just, it warms my heart to have you guys participate like this. It's just, I was getting emails all week. I was seeing all these names pop up in the spreadsheet from the mods, grabbing the times and everything. I was like, who are these people? The Cornnut crew is deep. That's you guys. Okay, we move on. Split 7. Our winners is Corvette 63 and Meet Your Maker 44. Both of these dudes ran a 123.38. Absolutely fire. Like, it's so dope, dude. We had a tie upstairs for third. Now we've got a tie right here for first. Like, we out here. And this is split 7. It's like, who cares if Hex is running a 115 when we're tying for our win down here? This is racing. This is what's up. Like, I'm about this. Guys, when I run iRacing, I've never been in the top split, ever. iRacing is a competitive sim racing league, and I'm usually like middle of the splits. But when I win, dude, I feel it. And when you are getting races like this where you're just, it's good. This is racing, you guys. So Corvette Meet Your Maker, they tie for first. C.C.C.S in third or second, and then Mad in third or fourth. It depends on how you work out a tie for first. And then we got TGM Reaper. My man Instalox is the only dude that submitted a time that was nice. He came in and he ended with a .69. Instalox is the only one that did that, so there's some funny data for you. RTO Beats and then Hendrix Holland rounding out our split 7. Now we move on to split 8. I like split 8 for the fact that, honestly, Mar 6998 ran a 124 flat, and he is one of the only people that ran a flat number, like it just ends in .00. So that's kind of cool. And then we got Sauerkraut, Excess Mana, WRX, Michael, It's King of Stance, but I know that's spelled with a Q because I had add dude as a friend the other night on stream. I rarely add people. You guys add me. So this guy, King Q of Stance. I know who you are, bro. FLA Stony and Mean Cat. Split 8 was all within a second. You see Mar, 124. The Reaper starts at 125.01. Guys, when I did these splits, I took 88 people, divided by 11, or divided by 8, and we got 11 splits. That's how I did the math. I just took a nice, what's the number of people divisible by, and that's how these splits all lined up. It's like the math and the data worked itself out, and it's just awesome to see that. So the win in split 7 was just like, I get giddy about the data. For split 9, we've got the Reaper coming in with a 125.01. Dastardly 57.05. Mr. Nicola. We got Irinx Bimbarillas. He gets to be Eric Bilbo Baggins. Mr. B Positive. Nightmare. That's NighmareWolf, our buddy. B Pones. Yamakage. Jiwahari. Jawari. G13, my boy, and Helt. Now, Helt right there at the bottom of the split, he has been winning, I guess, suggesting the best viewer requested builds. I think he's won like 2 or 3 times, like where he'll say something because he's always in the comments first and then just gets a ton of likes. And so he's responsible for some of the BS coming out on the channel. So now you guys know who to flame. Split 10 is really... what, less than a second separates all of these guys, and then there was a bit of a jump for the last split. So split 10, we got Catalytsky Mick, Scarface Gaming, Marquito, Smashed Trash, Psionic, Jericho, Mate J Cinera. That looks just like, that's Matt J Cessna right there. And then MK's 2000. Guys, this group split 9, 10, and 11. This is for you. The reason I did this is because you guys are the players I'm looking to attract. You guys are the ones that aren't up here sweaty 115s. You're the normal human. Like, this is what not Tron turning. This is what, like, just doing the best I can and getting a clean run looks like. And that's where a huge portion of the Need for Speed community is at. And I celebrate these splits far more than I celebrate the top guys. The top guys can go and they can run in a lot of different races. But you guys, this is the challenge series for you. And these are the guys that I'm happy to see, because these are the guys that I like to race with. These are the guys that I like to help develop. And these are the guys that represent like a huge portion of Need for Speed. And so to have these guys show up and submit times, that makes me happy. Nil and myself, when we are looking at the crew records, if we're testing a new car or we're trying to get a baseline for how we're performing, we like to say 10 to 15 seconds off of record pace is something that is adequate for what we consider normal human performance. And 10 to 15 seconds off pace is exactly where these guys are slotting in. So when you take the very best time, you tack in room for life to get in the way, room for just I play the game, or I'm new, or any number of reasons, these are those splits. And this is where it's at. Like, if I was giving away prize money, these splits would have more prize money than the upper splits, because these are the guys that I want to encourage to show up, and these are the guys I want more to come out and play, because that you guys represent really Need for Speed as a whole. And I'm thankful for you. So, rounding out split 10, 125.82 for Kalitsky Mick. We're going to call him Cat Mick. Leave out the middle stuff. It's all silent. We'll move on to our last split, split 11. Split 11, once again, all of these guys are within just about a second. And it is awesome to have everybody here. It looks like Smashed Trash has got 2 times in here. I'm seeing him twice. We've got a data error, so we're gonna delete this man right here. He doesn't need to be in there. We're gonna delete this row. Okay, now we have split 11 figured out. My Tron, or my Arton, Mr. The Y is silent, Ton, with a 128.23, Lo-Fi Moo, or Losfi Moo, or Los-If Moo, Losif Moo, Jay the Great, Envenom MLT, Ronin Zero, and Ty Bud. Guys, split 11, really close racing. That's it. That's all 87 of you, because I had Smash Trash in there twice somehow. Don't know how that happened. But it's amazing to have this kind of turnout, and I'm thankful for all of you guys. Please, please, please come and participate in the week to come. It's a faster class, a different car, and we're going to do it all over again. If you have a friend that plays Need for Speed, tell them about it. We're doing things over here on this channel that nobody else in Need for Speed Unbound is doing. I'm creating something with the help of all of my friends that everybody can be a part of, and that's what this is about. This is about community involvement. This is about growing something from nothing, having fun in a way that the game is not currently providing, and filling a gap that is very wide in the competitive scene, and bringing in and lifting up those that are new, celebrating those that are fast, and taking care of everybody in between. I'm Alex Cornnut, your wheelman. I am blessed to have my mods. Big shout out to Nil for helping me with the builds all the time. Thanks to Lexx and UnkRC for their help with the thumbnails and the beats. And shout out to Flapper and to Tetsu for helping me with the mod side of things to scrub your guys' times and do stuff. We're growing. But the biggest shout out goes to all of you for participating, because this doesn't happen without each one of you guys submitting a time. I don't want to see this number shrink next week. I want to see it grow. We already blew out any expectation I have, so I'm not going to set any more expectations. But I want more people to join, because I think that there were some of you guys that watched and heard about this, but really weren't that amped to drive the Beetle. So now it's time to show up and get dirty in a 370Z. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.